Okay, so real quick I want to take you through some of the basic foot movements that we're going to do in color guard that are very common to color guard. And they're not dance moves. These are color guard moves. Color guard does take a lot of forms of dance into consideration, everything from ballet to jazz to modern, and we blend it together to make our own style. It's not important if this style that we do is not like another style, as long as it's the same within all of the color guard members. So if you have somebody that's been on dance team for 14 years and they say, well, that's not really how it's done, you say, well, it is, because this is our technique that we're going to use here, and you got it. And it shouldn't be any problem for anybody to adjust to any of these moves. They're all going to be very basic, and they just help add an extra element, an extra layer into the color guard routines that we do. So just going to run you through some of the basics, probably the jazz step and how that form goes. Also the passe and the passe leap, which are very simple. We'll also do, let's see, sorry, flags blowing around. We'll also do the jeté leap, which is just a jump. And that's probably it. We'll probably keep this one pretty simple, just with the feet movement. We may even do a sauté, just because those are pretty fun since we can use them. All right, so I hope you guys can hear this. Let me back up some. All right, so to start off, and I'm going to face this direction. Actually, I'll face this direction when we start, so you can see my right foot. We mostly start off on our right foot anyway. The jazz step is designed to keep you steady as you move. You do, with a band step, you step with your heel. In color guard, you step with your toe. The basic premise of this is that the heel never touches the ground. You always stay on your toes. No heels, just like walking in high heels, right? You always walk on your toes. This applies to any guys that would be on the color guard as well. Stay on your toes. When you step with your toe. As the other foot comes through, the knee points out to the side. You come through what's called a coupe, which is this motion here, and then you step forward again with the other foot. So if I was going left and right, I'd go left, coupe, right. Right, coupe, left. Those of you that don't know me, I don't know my left from my right. So we're going to go right, coupe, left, coupe, right. Right? The idea is to just stay on your toes, put all the weight on your toes. This is very, very important whenever you're doing a jazz run, which is just running, but you're running on your toes, and you keep the same form. You're just going to move a lot faster. I'm not going to break it down for you, but right, left, right, you just stay on your toes. It makes you run without bouncing. So those of you who have a lot up top, and you're going to have to strap it down anyway, but it helps you keep from bouncing. It makes you glide across the field, and it really makes you look good. So please, please, please practice the jazz walk technique and the jazz run techniques. Just stay up on your toes. If nothing else, just stay up on your toes and try it, and do not bounce. Right? The next movement that we'll do is we're going to do the passe, which is another easy one. This just developed straight out of the jazz walk. Okay, we're going to start. Let's start with our right again. So we're going to do right step, and for a jazz step, and then we're going to bring this leg up. The idea behind the passe is that this part of the leg is as flat as possible. Get it up high, don't keep it low, keep it up high, okay? And the curve of this foot goes into your knee of the other leg, right? So there we are. So it's going to be jazz step, up again. Jazz step, up. Always remember to stay on your toes with the jazz step, right? So it'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, and step up, right? If you wanted to add arms to this type of motion, with jazz we don't really do arms, just hold them. Jazz steps we don't really do arms, just hold them wherever you need to. With the passe, you can always do arms with it. The way that the arms work is whatever leg is out forward, the opposite arm is going to go forward. So it's going to be this way to start off. Well, actually, this way to start off. We're going to start off right, up. I was right. It's the other way. Here, left, up. So if this leg is up, then this arm is forward. saw the arms lift to the side. To turn this into a passe leap, you simply leap when you pull your leg up. You do step up, step up. Pretty simple. Just take that and run it across the floor. Any of these motions, jazz walks, jazz runs, can be done in a series that color guard people like to call across the floors, because you simply get the girls in a couple of different lines and you count off every 8 counts. The people at the front of the line will go every 8 counts, and they do a particular motion all the way down the length of the floor, however long the floor is. So we call this across the floors, because you're doing this across the floors. You can do these in different combinations: jazz walk for 4, or excuse me, jazz walk for 8, jazz run for 8, then passe leap for 8. Pretty easy to do. And the idea is that they want to stay in, nobody wants to get ahead as they go across the floor, and no one wants to get left behind as they go across the floor. Stay in a nice row as they go across. Make sure you're watching for consistency of technique. It's going to be horrible at first, everything is, but you just have to keep going over it and going over it and going over it. The last one that I want to take across from you is called the jeté leap. A jeté is a leap. It's not a jump, okay? It's a leap. Whenever you leap, you go from one point on the ground to some other point on the ground. If you just jump straight up and down, that's the hop, okay? We want to leap. We want to go from one spot to another. Imagine like you're jumping across a puddle of water, or you're jumping across a big chasm that you don't want to fall into, but you don't want to just go up and down. You want to make sure you go someplace. So these are nice whenever you're standing still and you want to add a little movement in there, so that way you're not just standing there spinning your flag. You can always throw a jeté leap in there. It just transfers you over. And you want to make sure that you're going over at least a distance of 3 to 4 feet whenever you jump, so it is a little bit of a wide jump. They're usually done forward, so you can do them off the right or to the left. I'll just start off this way. I'm going to step to the right. I'm just going to cross over. This gives me a little momentum to start doing my jump. Now, remember, I am standing here. I don't want to land here. I want to land over there when I do my jump. So I'm going to go right. I'm going to brush my left foot across the ground and point it out and leap over that way. That's the jeté leap. And then when you come back with the right foot, you can either go across or behind, or whatever it is the technique you choose to use based on the routine that you're doing. And just make sure everybody does the same thing. So if I want to do this again, I would go right, jeté, left, all right? And I have a tendency to put my arms forward. The audience is out in front of me. I'm doing this open towards them. It makes a nice, pretty motion, especially if you get your flag. You do flag, 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 and open. All right? So think about how you could use that in some of your routines, and develop that and put it for across the floors. The last technique I'll show you is called the sauté, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've been through my French terms, but I believe it's the sauté, and it's a pretty little fun movement, especially if the music's really kind of happening and it's a nice little bouncy move. The way that this works, you'll step with your right foot. Yes, step with your right foot first. When you step with your right foot first, you're going to go right. And then what happens here is that you kind of leap up on the ground just a little bit, okay? And this is a leap, this is kind of up. If you're moving, obviously it'll be a little bit of a jump, because you're going to not just go straight up and down, you're going to go up and over a little bit. But your left foot will kick back, and your right foot kicks just a little bit forward. Step there, step there, step there, right? Let me back up, I'll just do it for you. And again, arms will be opposite. Whatever leg is forward, so the right leg is kicking forward, then the left arm will be out, the right arm will be here. So to start off would be step sauté, step sauté, step sauté, step sauté. And those can be pretty fun as you go across the field. You can just hold your flag at a 90-degree angle and do those. As long as everybody's doing them right, it will look good. My theory is, if you can't move it, then you need to lose it, or you need to wear a girdle so I can't see it. But just because you're big doesn't mean you're not obligated to do these as well as anybody else on the color guard. The best performers I've ever known have been larger people, and they move, and they move well. They just got to get used to it, okay? Baby steps, you'll get there. So the jazz walk, jazz run, the passe step, and the passe leap. The jeté, which is kind of like a something you won't use that often, but the saute, step saute are some of the basic elements for movement that we can do. Again, all of these can be done across the floor. Um, if you have any questions about a lot of this stuff, or you want to keep going and learning more technique to do, the best thing to do is get on YouTube. Lots of people put lots of videos up that are a little bit more in-depth dancers than I am, and have broken these steps down for you to go through and look at. So, there you have it. And I'll see you in another video.